Yo, what's good everybody? King here, and I'm back with another Apex Legends video. And in today's video, I'm bringing you guys the best settings of Season 13 for the best FPS and visibility possible. This isn't for graphical fidelity. It's not going to make your game look any better than everybody else's. This is strictly for FPS advantage and visibility. So first things first, let's get into the regular settings. So in the gameplay tab, I'm just going to go over and skim this because none of this is really that crazy and most people already know about this. So crosshair damage feedback, have that off. It'll make you be able to see more when you're hitting people and shooting your guns, which you should be doing. Please shoot your guns. Anyways, auto sprint, I have that on. I recommend you having that on as well. Jetpack control, have that on hold. Damage taken closes death box. This is a must off feature. You have to have that off because you don't want to armor swap and have you getting hit make the reason why you die, because you can't armor swap. Anyways, let's go into the video settings before we go into the controller settings. I don't play on controller too often, but when I do, this is what I play on. It is a default red PS4 controller with no paddles, and I use a Control Freak on the right thumbstick, no claw. Basic as fuck. Anyways, so basically I play on full screen, play on 1750 by 1080. It is a slightly stretched resolution. 102 FOV, simple. VSync off, reflex on. I don't have it on boost because my GPU is bottlenecked. It's a 1066 gigabyte. Speaking of 6 gigabyte, I put my texture streaming budget on 2 to 3 gigs on low. So the skins that I have actually don't look like Play-Doh, and everything else is literally off to the far left. As you can see, literally everything else is on the far left. That's the best settings for FPS. And then this is my controller layout. So if you would like to take a gander at this, this is no paddles, like I said, no claw. So this is basically Verho settings, but a little bit modified. But yeah, you could pause it if you want to, but I am going to continue with the rest of the settings. So speaking of settings, these are my AOC settings. Play on 2 dead zone, 1 response curve, 420 yaw pitch for the culture, and 130 ADS and pitch speed with aim assist on, obviously, duh. The reason why I have these settings is because I tried Jen Burton settings and they were a little bit too quick, so I decided to just lower them a little bit so they weren't too fast for me. And I'm also playing on a 1 response curve. I don't want it to be raw input completely, so I don't put it on 0, but I also want a little bit of like resistance on the stick. And 2% dead zone, just so your dead zone, you always have a little bit of stick drift. So if you didn't know, if you have stick drift, it basically reads the game as an input. The game reads stick drift as an input, and that input will make your aim assist latch on to people a little bit better if you aren't touching the sticks at all and you don't have any drift. The aim assist won't kick in. But yeah, that's just a little tip. If you can handle having lower dead zone, please try it. If not, then you should probably get a new controller. If it's past like 7, you definitely need a new controller. 5 is the maximum cutoff I would do if I was on linear. If I was on classic, I would probably do like 3 to 4%, and then after that I would just kind of be sad because I need a new controller. Anyways, that's pretty much the settings. I'll show you my mouse and key settings. I play on 0.936 sensitivity with these are my what's it called, per optic settings. You can pause it if you want to. These are also my keybinds. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the in-game settings. Now I'm going to show you some out-of-game settings that you guys might want to use if you want even more FPS and to remove shadows completely from the game. This is the same concept as my last video. I will be have the copy paste in the description, and I'll also be having a link to the file as well that you can just literally download and replace it in your folder. And speaking of folder, I will show you which folder you need to actually go to get there. So first things first, you can either go into your search bar and type save games and click on it, or you can go into your C drive, wherever your Windows is, go to users, then go to your name that you have for your account. Then you want to go down to saved games. Then you want to go to respawn, then Apex. Then you want to go to local, and then VideoConfig is the file that you want to be editing. So in order to edit it, you need to have read only off, but I'm going to keep it on just because I don't need to edit it. And then the thing that you want to change to remove shadows is CSM enabled. You want to have that on 0 so you don't have any shadows. In my opinion, in competitive games, you don't need shadows. It tanks your FPS, and you just don't need it. You just have, that's why you have ears, so you can hear people moving left and right, even though Apex doesn't really have good audio. But shadows won't help anything because you can't see them because they're behind you, silent. Yeah, you know how it goes. Basically, this is my res. You can, if you want to play on stretch, you can input the resolution in the game files right here. This is the texture streaming budget right here, aka the streaming memory. Yeah, I don't really mess with that at all. The only thing I really mess with is this CSM enabled and the LOD switch. This is basically just like textures, so it reduces the quality of like building and mountain textures a little bit from far away, so it's not like rendering everything at max render or maximum whatever the fuck, you know. Anyways, that's pretty much the end of this video. Sorry if I sound a little bit monotone or kind of angry. I literally just recorded this intro twice, or this video twice, and my dumbass didn't have my mic on, so that is a thing. Anyways, I appreciate you all for watching this video, and let me know if this helped you in any way, shape, or form, or if you want to have any, if you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments. I will answer most of them that actually make sense to answer. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I'm out. Peace.